What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kaylu,
And your boy ZB.
and we are back with another episode of Time Out, Let's Get Real.
Episode 5.
Episode number 5. What's goody, everybody?
I feel like it's been forever since we've talked and potted.
I know, but it really hasn't. But it seems like that. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I think it was the Mother's Day and everything going on.
yes,
Been a
I hope
busy,
everyone
busy last few
listening
days.
had a great Mother's Day weekend. So what has been up with you this week? Like, how has everything been? How's
Well,
work?
first off, since we missed it, I guess, to all the mothers out there, we did the Mother's Day shout out, but I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day because I know it's a lot of moms out there that work hard to take care of their children, support
Yes.
their family. And we hope you had a beautiful day. I had a beautiful weekend. We went to St. Pete Beach. Me, my mom, Lulu, my brother, my mom's
Mhm.
significant other, which it was interesting. The whole fam bam together. Lulu's mom was going to come, but she got sick. But
Mm.
it was a good time. We just got a little B&B across the street from the beach.
Mhm.
Went way too quick, but ate very good, drank very good, kicked it on the
Period.
beach. Got rained on. One of those situations where you go to the beach, as soon as you get there, it gets dark,
Mm.
pours on you. As soon as you
Mhm.
pack up all your stuff and you get back to the hotel room, it looks like the perfect beach day.
Ugh, I
But
hate
other than
that.
that, the weather wasn't great. But other than that, it was straight. How was your Mother's Day? What'd you do?
It was good. I went to Oklahoma and visited my family. My cousin Summer's baby shower actually happened to fall on the same weekend. I vlogged the
Mm,
whole weekend. So I vlogged actually all last week. So if you guys want to see that vlog, you can tune into my YouTube channel, which is Kaylu. Also, I did while I was in Oklahoma, I uploaded on our YouTube channel. So Time Out Let's Get Real. I know I said in the first episode that we would be on YouTube, and I meant what I said. It just took a little bit for me to get the channel up and running. So I have 3 episodes up right now. For some reason, I can't find episode 2. So if you notice that discrepancy, you're not tripping. It's not on there. I can't find the video for it. But from here on out, you will be finding all of our podcast videos on our YouTube channel, which is called Time Out Let's Get Real Podcast. And make sure you subscribe, like the videos, comment any interaction, anything that any pros, any cons, any questions, any advice. You can also leave all that instead of just the email timeoutletsgetreal@gmail.com. You can also put that under in the comment section of our YouTube channel. And we obviously read all the comments and interact with all those comments as well.
for sure. All the feedback, all like the activity on literally every platform is much needed. So even though you watch the YouTube video, please make sure to like and subscribe, comment, um, give us subjects that you want us to talk about. The more interaction, the more buzz that we get, the more
Yes.
popping we get, and then the more listeners.
Yes. And we are in the top 100 for relationship podcasts after only actually, it was after only 3 episodes. And I think that's
After
amazing.
three, that I was so
Like,
hyped. That was Sunday morning. Literally, like we were like packing up to leave the B&B, and I look at my email, and I'm like, it says your top 95. I was salty too because vacation's over, and I saw that shit. I was hyped.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
Because,
only
like,
the beginning.
yeah. And I just am like, wow, that's so crazy because I just feel like we just started. We're in the same, like, category as, like, Red Table Talk, Michelle Obama, all those big
Yeah,
podcasts. Like, we're in the same. That's crazy. I'm just like, it's
it
only up from
is.
here. So make sure you guys keep supporting. The love is amazing. We appreciate all of the love we get. And yeah, definitely. So
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
I worked the longest day of my entire life today. I worked 13 hours. Can't even tell you the last time I did that doing hair. But all I can say,
Well, that's
y'all,
a
I just want to
beautiful thing.
say, I know, booked and busy, right? I just want to say, if you don't like, if you have just the smallest inkling of art in your body, like just the smallest creative niche, you need to do lashes, hair, nails. Like when I tell y'all this money is insane. Like it's crazy. And I just think everyone needs to do it. Like I think the whole world needs to be doing hair. Like, I'm like, this shit is crazy, but
Well,
I
you
love it.
have to remember that not everybody's
Yeah,
good at stuff like that, and you're better than a lot of people at doing hair. So
yeah,
pat
I
yourself
love
on
it.
the back, KG.
You feel me?
Flaw,
Okay.
go get flawless by Kalu.
Flawless by Kaylee on IG. Look me up. Anyways, okay, so something that I wanted to touch on just a little, something that's in the news happening right now. Um, craziness. So the question is how far would you go for love? How far? Like, how far is too far for love? Or is it like, whatever, till death do us part?
Well, it depends because I'm a very like analytical person, so it depends on the situation. But when it comes to like taking care of my family and like fighting for my love or my significant other, then shoot, I'll go to some crazy extents.
Okay, so would you
I know where you're going
so
with it.
okay, so I don't know. I'm honestly completely shocked at the amount of people who do not know about this story. So I'm gonna like break it down just a little bit for you. And I'm gonna hope I don't mess this story up because I'm sure someone will be like, "That's not the facts." So, okay, there was a CO. I think she had been a CO for I know for at least 25 years. I want to say 27. Her name was Vicky White, and she had a boyfriend whose name was Casey White. No relation. Her husband passed away in January, and he passed away from Parkinson's. Sorry,
Parkinson's,
yes,
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. And so she's a CO at a jail. Well, her boyfriend it's so crazy because she had a boyfriend but was also married, but I'm pretty sure her husband was like, on his deathbed essentially when she was like doing all this.
Hmm.
Doesn't make it right, not even a little bit. But so she had this capital
Hmm.
murder boyfriend. Um, and then he admits while he's in prison that he killed another girl, stabbed her. So then they transfer him back to that county jail, the county that he committed the crime in order for him to be indicted on those charges and to be charged with them, right? He's already in there for 75 years to life for two other murders, I believe.
Jesus.
So, while he was in jail, he got this romantic relationship with the CO. So, I'm pretty sure he faked the whole thing. Like, he might have really done it, but he was like, oh, they never caught me on it, but I need to get back to that jail because I need to get out, right?
Hmm.
So, she turns in, um, 5 weeks prior to turning in her retirement, she sells her home, escrows at like $235,000, I believe. She sells it $95,000 cash. Um, and
Hmm.
she puts in her retirement. On her last day of work, she lets one of her this corrections officers knows like you need to get this inmate ready for transport, which is Casey White, 6'9", 300 and something pounds, 300 and I don't know how many, but big, big. Man is almost 7 foot tall. Like, how are we hiding a 7 foot tall, like, it's like trying to hide Shaq. Like, what are we doing? Come on now. Like, I'm not sure how
Hmm.
tall Shaq is, but I know he's tall. So, anyway, so she's 5'2", he's 6'9", and, she tells the CO, like, "I need you to get him ready for transport." He has a mental evaluation at the courthouse. Turns out that was never the case. And she ends up transporting him, literally walking him out of the doors, putting him in her cruiser. I guess the night before she had an escape car that she had put in this parking center in the shopping center in this parking lot, and she parked her cruiser right next to it and they got in the getaway car. They were gone for 6.5 hours before anyone even noticed that they were missing.
Damn.
Six, and they could have been states away. States, right?
Yeah.
They were gone. They were missing for 11 days. I was invested. I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna get away with this." And so many people have no idea. Like, I've been telling this story to so many people. How do y'all not know
I
about
never.
this?
I knew nothing about it till I heard you mention it. But
I'm invested. So I was
I'm
like,
so
"Oh,
I'm so curious. Like, I just first off, it's really hard for me to wrap my head around someone who would literally throw away everything for 10, however many days for somebody on the run that they haven't been with for years. So I'm like really curious, like how long were they like? interacting with each other? Like, how long did they have a relationship? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, how long did she know him? Like, was it years and
two and a
years,
half
or like,
years. It was 2.5 years. She was visiting him in the state prison. They were talking on the phone, everything. Like they had a whole relationship that no one knew about. They end up figuring all this out obviously after as they're investigating. Well, she turned in her retirement, so she had a pension, right? She was supposed to get paid out for her pension. She did this on her last day of work. They never turned in her retirement papers. She lost everything. She had $95,000 cash and him and multiple getaway cars. Okay, so they found the getaway car, the original one. It broke down the middle of the road. So they towed it. They had towed that. They didn't end up getting caught. They ended up getting caught. Moral of the story. Got caught 11 days later in Indiana, 200 miles away from the jail. How in the world did you have 11 days and you made it 200 miles? And get this, the motel they caught them at was across the street from the sheriff's department. They took them on a
Jesus?
run. They took them on the run. The car rolls. As soon as the car rolls, boom. Vicky White blasts her head off. Casey White's like, they get him out the car, and he's like, "Go help my wife. She just shot herself." She ended up dying, but at this point, you might as well. I'm not trying to be funny, but like, you literally are 56. You have no children. You were a CEO for 27 years or 25 years. You know what it's like to be in jail. You're not going to jail, and you sure can't go to jail as a CEO. Not at
Hell no.
56. You don't have nothing at this point. Like, and then him, I don't understand why he didn't. If I was him, I would have. But he had like they had AKs and stuff in the car. Like it was supposed to be a shootout. That's how he wanted it to end. He wanted it to be a suicide by cops. That's what he told them. He planned on having a whole shootout with the cops if they ever found him. I just want to know what they thought, where they were going, where they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be letting it die down and then leave. Why are you still there? You had six and a half
Yeah,
hours.
you could have been so many places by then. In
You
11
know?
days?
And
I don't know though.
when they
You
caught the getaway car, they were like, "We're at square one. We don't know nothing anymore." Now we know nothing because that's the car they were looking for.
right?
And
That's crazy.
he got just so everyone knows, he got seen at a car wash, and he was washing this new F-150 she bought him, and that's how he got caught on camera, and that's how they knew he was in Evansville, Indiana, was because his big 6'9" self was washing his truck.
How dumb can you be? Like, I mean, that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, look it
Like,
up, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy.
well, I'm not going that far for nobody. Um, that's just outlandish as fuck.
She was
And you
literally a
must,
ride or die.
yeah, she died. All right, that's unfortunate. I'm not trying to be funny about it. That's sad that somebody killed himself. But
I mean, I
What are you doing?
yeah, but there was no other alternative. Like, what else? You were gonna spend the rest of your life in prison? You let a capital murder. You are as a corrections officer, let a capital murder inmate. Like he's gonna get the death penalty, like for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Anyways, on to a lighter note. Not that the previous one was heavy, but
I mean, to what extent would you go though? Like, that gets me into like, what would you do? What would you forgive to be with somebody? Like, I
I
don't understand
mean,
how anybody could go to that extent. Like, I'll always fight for my relationships and stuff, but that just seems like you're just trying so desperately to have somebody. And she had a whole husband who just passed
yeah,
away, and
yeah,
apparently he was having a relationship. I wonder, like, if you get so sick to the point where it's just like, gee, it's okay, I'm useless at this point, or like, who
probably.
knows? They might have had that arrangement
Yeah,
because I could
like
imagine. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it just depends on the couple, the situation. Like, are they? There are. I'm sure there's people who do that though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm on my deathbed. Like, go do you, go live your life. But then there are also people who are like, I don't want to leave because I don't want you to ever be with anyone else ever again, and I want you to be mine
Yeah.
forever. You know, that's a bunch of
When I go, I just all I ask is, mourn me for a little bit first before you go live your best life afterwards.
yeah.
But go
Like,
live your best life afterwards. Shit, I don't expect nobody to be miserable. I'm gone.
yeah,
But yeah, that's crazy.
people be in whole new relationships a month after their significant other passes, and that is insane to me.
Like they was just waiting for it.
Yeah.
That reminds me of, have you been watching This Is Us?
Mhm.
Like, are you caught up on it, up to date?
No.
Oh my gosh. People watch This Is Us because like I can't talk too much about it. Like if, I don't know how much you know, but it's literally like one of my favorite shows because it's literally real life stuff.
Mhm.
And it's not like it is fiction probably, but it could very possibly be about a real family. So it's like, and the mom, she gets sick, has dementia shit. So I literally, like, I'm sitting here almost in tears watching it earlier. Like
Mhm.
it's just really resonating with me because it's like I'm reliving moments watching
Yeah.
the damn show, which is like
Yeah.
horrible, put me in a weird mood, but it's such a great show. There's
Yeah.
only 2 episodes left, so you got to watch that so we can talk about that at some point.
I've been catching up on a million little things right now, but I want all the listeners to watch this new show on Netflix called Our Father. I have not watched it yet. I have not even watched the first episode, but I definitely want everyone to watch it. So I'm not even sure how many episodes there are, but I want everyone to watch it so we can talk about it on next week's podcast because it's about this man. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. Don't quote me because, like I said, I haven't watched it yet, but it's about this doctor. He's an IVF doctor, I think, or he works at a sperm bank. Not sure which one, but maybe both. I don't know. But he is supposed to be giving like other men, like the husband's sperm and giving it to the wife and like, putting it in the little egg or whatever. He's literally
Hmm.
impregnating all these women with his sperm and he has like I know for a fact it's like 70 some kids. It could be more, but I know I watched the thing count up to like sibling number 70 something. Um so I
That's
definitely want to
crazy.
touch on it. I know people have been waiting for it to drop on Netflix. So I want everyone to watch that so we can definitely touch on that um next podcast.
I wonder, it's a show or a movie? It's a documentary.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 37 minutes. I'm looking at it now. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
definitely
it's
trying to watch
not
that.
so it's just the
It's
movie.
So this is a quick watch. We can talk about this next week.
Okay, like I said, I didn't really know. I haven't really
Mhm.
watched. I've just heard that it's good. So everyone watch it and then we will definitely talk about that next podcast because I feel like I'm going to have a lot to say. For sure.
Here's the thing. It says after a woman's at-home DNA test reveals multiple half-siblings, she discovers a shocking scheme involving donor sperm and the popular and controversial fertility specialist Dr. Donald Klein.
It's based on a
This
true
world is
story.
crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
the world is insane.
Well, I can't wait to watch that. I might watch it tomorrow, this weekend for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, um what were what was the email that we received this week? I feel like if we address the
The
email, then we can get into
the email was really good, and that's why I want to address it early. So this is one of our most ride or die supporters. She emails every week.
just so we're
Um,
clear, I have no idea what these emails say before he reads them. So I'm literally listening to them with you guys at the same exact time.
okay, so she says, "Hey guys, love your podcast. So I just have a topic that you could discuss and ask for advice. I was engaged to my second baby father. He went to prison and we split up. I then moved on and met the love of my life. We are now married and raising my 2 girls that are not biologically his. So, furthermore, him and my first baby daddy had words. They spoke and now they get along and we all co parent well. So, my second baby daddy is still in love with me now that he's out, and it makes it very difficult to parent with him, and it makes my husband uncomfortable. My daughter, which is 4, wants my husband and her dad to have the same type of relationship that her older sister has, like
Mhm.
coming to events, birthdays, and etc. I know KG doesn't have kids, but ZB does. How do you parent with your kids' mothers if you have different mothers to children? Do they get along well? Any advice to smooth things over for my kids' sake and for my husband not to be so uncomfortable? That's a great topic. And
It
we
is
touch on it. You've
definitely
touched on it a little bit, but like this is like it's so complex because every person is different.
Mhm.
So like I can only speak to my situation. We've already said that my situation is pretty fortunate,
Mhm.
but there's so many factors. Certain
Yeah.
people literally are like, I want you're for me and you're only for me. I don't want nobody else around my kids.
Mhm.
And other people can be more mature about it, but at some point, like it just takes time. So I
Mhm.
don't know how much time it always takes. You said she's 4, so there's been time. So clearly, it's some people are just difficult to deal with. But basically, my situation. First, let me tell you, like I have 2 boys with, I guess my baby mom, if you call her that, baby mama, and then I have
Your
one
children's
girl
mother.
with my children's mother. Yes, and then my current girlfriend. We have uh, a daughter, a newborn, and then her daughter's now my stepdaughter. So like our co-parenting situation is pretty peaceful. Her daughter's dad is still in the picture, and we get along well. We do birthdays and events together. It's
Mhm.
not like we're hanging out all the time. We're never going to be tight friends, but we all can coexist and get along. Like for the children, it's just some mature stuff.
Mhm.
My children's mother and my current girl Lulu, they haven't met yet.
Mhm.
I haven't pushed for it as hard as I would like to, but I definitely have asked. They get it like it's friendly basically. There's no animosity towards one another. Like I just have to kind of make this happen at some point. But at the end of the day, everything works. There's a mutual respect. You have to not cross boundaries and basically play your role. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Easton and Avery's mom is not confrontational, so it's makes things a lot easier for the most part. But our system works well, hoping that we can get it to where we're all attending functions together and there's no more separation when it comes to the boys' birthdays and events like that. Like
Yeah.
you just have to work on it. Communication is the main key. Like sometimes it's hard for a person to acknowledge that they're not your person anymore and somebody else is, and then to think about somebody else around your children, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I think especially I don't wanna say it's harder for moms, but I kinda do feel like it is a little bit because, like, those are your babies. Even though for dads, yes, those are your babies, but, like, unfortunately, in this generation, like, your boys having a father like you, they're very fortunate. Um, most all not all cases are that way with you being so hands-on, 50-50.
Right.
There's dads who see their kids on the weekends and on Wednesdays, like, every other weekend and on Wednesdays. That's, like, real, real, real common. So dads, I think, are
Yeah.
kind of more, like, lax with that kinda stuff, like, um
Well, it depends on how you look at it because, like, well, first off, I would say, like, my advice to the girl who asks for advice is basically, I don't know what you've done, what communication you've had with him. They're always, if he's trying to be involved in the children's life and he's not a threat or risk to the children, he should be able to see the kids and you guys should have to communicate. Also, with that being said, there has to be a mutual respect for the kid's stepdad and him. He has to respect him, and the stepfather has to respect him. So, at the end of the day, everybody has to sit down and have a talk, whether it's face to
Yes.
face or at least communicate, talk it out. I mean,
Yeah, you're adults.
in a perfect example for you could be your daughter sees her older sister and all that she has. Everybody can coexist perfectly, but he's playing a part in your youngest daughter not being able to have that because he's not maturely handling the situation. This is literally at when you split up, it's like an agreement at this point. That's a responsibility, like a contract. Treat it with care, seriously. You're doing this for the child. Just like you
Mhm.
go to work to get money to support yourself, you're doing this to nurture and love your child. So you put your feelings aside when everything is about the children. Everything can go better. Everything can go smoothly. We were just talking about this last pod. Everything does not have to be difficult,
Yeah.
but after if so try to address it if he's not willing to be reasonable, then you have to do what you have to do. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
sure.
think it's the way you address it though, like, make sure that you address
Hmm.
it in a calm, like, open-ended, you can say how you feel kind of way. Now, if you come at him, "I don't wanna be with you and you know that," that's not really gonna be, productive. But if you're like, "I'm with him now. I have respect for you. You are the father of, our child. I would like for us to be able to co-parent and coexist so our child could have birthday celebrations and so on and so forth together like
Right.
our other child." Someone has to be the bigger person. Not saying that you're not being the bigger person, but sometimes you have to be patient with people who are just
Hmm.
hard to deal with. As much as you don't want to be, I know I'm not a parent, but I have people in my life who are very difficult and I have to be very patient.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
majority of your friends have kids at this point, so it's like
Yeah.
we're to that age where a lot of people have kids, been having them for years.
Mhm.
It's not always easy. It's not always white and black. It's a gray matter. Like everything is can go. There's so many factors. Literally,
And at the end
somebody might be salty of how you did them and how the relationship ended, and their bitterness towards you is literally making the co-parenting situation much worse. But it all starts with communication, and it's important. Like it's not always what you say, but how you say it. Like,
yeah, your
look,
tone.
you went away.
And whose
I
fault
met
was that?
somebody. You made a decision for something. More
Exactly.
than likely, you made a decision,
Mhm.
and because of that decision, I was by myself and I met somebody. So
Mhm.
you are not him no more. But one thing that you will always be is our daughter's father.
Mhm.
So we can make this situation easygoing and peaceful and all be mature, or it can be difficult and we have to do what we have to do. But life is so much easier when you don't have to deal with that stress. Like
Mhm.
now, even with things peaceful, it's still it's still difficult sometimes because you always have another parent that you have to consider. If I want to take a trip with the kids,
Mhm.
I then have to go and talk to their mom and see if it's okay, get the green light, and it's all about communication.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've fumbled the ball with the communication on some notes. So it's all like how you move. When Lulu met the kids, I wasn't up front right away. I didn't tell her before. I should have, and she was upset with me for that, but we worked it out. That's one thing. I make mistakes, but I always try to be accountable and hold myself accountable and apologize, and we move forward.
Yeah. So, like, I think that's probably what stems from them not meeting yet, and that's what, like, for the listeners when you say, like, "Oh, we do birthday parties and all that," and, like, dinners and stuff with your, girlfriend's, baby's or child's father, and you
Hmm.
guys co-parent, like, you're always with each other. Now you and your child's mother, your children's mother, um, definitely co-parent great with the 2 of you. It's just, combining all those, and I think if you don't do it the right way sometimes, not that there is a right way, but, just kind of respect everybody's feelings and how everybody feels, then
Right.
if you don't go about it that way from the very beginning, it gets difficult, you know?
Yeah. You don't always have to agree. Like we have
Right.
basically, so we're a relationship of two. We have a household of essentially four children that are
Mhm.
sometimes always here, sometimes not.
Yeah.
But ultimately, and it's harder for guys in this situation, but ultimately there's two other parents
Mhm.
that have to be addressed. And typically it's more so the dads, because primarily the kids are usually in the mother's care. In my situation, it's 50-50. But yeah, she has them while I'm at work, so she has them a little more at the end of the
Mhm.
day because she spends more time with them. But the dad usually has to be the one that's asking or like checking on something, or have to communicate even more so
Yeah.
to get something accomplished.
Yeah.
But what you said, you were saying like sometimes guys are a lot more easygoing with a step parent that's coming into the picture because you know they're mommy's babies. But at the same time, on the other end of that, you have dudes that are like, I don't want no other dude around my kids. Period. Like,
Right. But I think
but
I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but did you meet Lulu's child's father before you met her daughter? You
No.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's why I say when I say, dads have it like, it's a little easier with them, in certain circumstances where dads who are not, like, 20 like, involved all day, every day, you know? Not
Right,
saying full
right.
time, but even, like, on a consistent 50-50, like, you're both partaking just as much. So for fathers who are
Sure.
not as active, I think they don't really feel as though they have too much of a say when it comes to that when if you're not in the
Naturally so.
picture 24/7. So I think that's why
Naturally
in your
so.
situation, it wasn't a big deal for your girlfriend's child's father because she has her 95% of the time, I would say. She
Yeah,
sees her dad,
yeah.
but you know what I mean, like, she's
Right, for
definitely the
sure.
for sure the main parent, so I think with your situation, it's like, you know, kinda a double-edged sword, and that's why it's like, "Oh, well, that's
Hmm.
why it should have went that way." And so that
For
was the
sure.
hold up for that, but that'll all come. I want to eventually have his girlfriend on the podcast, and I also would like to have his children's mother on the podcast. I feel like that would be great podcast material, and
Yeah, for
to
sure.
just ask the questions that people wanna know about co-parenting and really get into, like, the uncomfortable conversations, but I feel like when you can
Hmm.
communicate in a healthy manner, it's things that people need to hear, just like things like this. Like, the
Right,
questions people are asking are like, they could ask those questions and you and your girlfriend or you and your child's mother could answer that as far as a co-parenting question and how
for
one
sure.
of the 2 of you would handle that.
One thing that's for sure is there's literally no perfect way to handle it. Like
No.
there's no right answer. There's definitely some wrong things you can do, but there's no one right way. There's many different paths. Ultimately, it just takes time. With time, everything can be better. It may not heal everything, but it teaches you how to deal with it. So whatever you do, just keep moving forward.
Yep.
Try to be peaceful. Don't be bitter. Try not to hold resentment. You just have to keep it moving for the kids.
Just be patient with him, honestly. Just be patient, give him his time. Try to be respectful of how he feels, even if you don't agree with it. You have to understand other people have feelings, and he probably feels like, "I got locked up and I lost it all, and I want you, and I'm sorry," but he's not getting you back. But
Hmm.
you have to kinda be patient with him while he figures that out, and just let him know,
Right.
like, you are
It's
always
hard.
there.
It's hard to balance all of that, like, and still like be considerate of your new partner, though. Like
Yeah.
that's always a balance. Like, especially when the significant, the ex or whatever is making it difficult,
Mhm.
and you're still trying to be respectful of your partner that you currently have. So it's like your partner now may feel one way, but your ex may feel the other way. But this is also the father of your child, so it's a little difficult. Like no matter what, you basically have to deal with this person.
Mhm. I think just don't be toxic, because when I think about it, the 2 of us are not toxic individuals, and there's a lot of people in this world who are extremely toxic. We think
For
of
sure.
things very level-headed, very, like, "This is what it is," and there are people who wanna go low and then they wanna go to hell, you know? So,
Yeah.
that's why I say just be patient, try to have a civilized conversation, and, I mean, it'll take time, but you'll get there. You have to. You have, like, 18 years you have 14 more years. So,
Yeah, you have the rest of y'all's lives. No matter what, even when they're grown, like you don't have to worry about it as much once they're adults, but yeah, you still more than likely are going to have to deal with this person some way or another. It's
yes.
for life.
I know, that's why
Hey,
yeah.
that's why it's important to pick your partners wisely. Like I hate to say that because this is something that Kalu is very big on.
Very.
This brings us into a huge topic that sometimes we disagree about. Kaylee will be like, no, I'm not having no kids. I'm not a baby mama. I'm a wife.
Yeah, and
I'm
no
never going to be a baby
disrespect.
mama.
I'm not trying to be
So,
funny, but let me just say this. The baby mama, baby dad stuff seems like hell on earth, and to me, I don't got that to do. I'm just not like 9 times out of 10, hell on earth. Like I said to you, you have a amazing co-parenting relationship. Now, I'm not speaking
Yeah,
of you or any of your situations because you are extremely fortunate, right?
right,
Um,
for sure.
so to any of you out there, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it, right? So basically, like my TikToks about toxic men, people are like, "Oh, like guys want to come for me in the comments." If it doesn't apply to you and you know you're not a fuckboy, don't why are you phased by it? Because ZB, he's not phased by any of my TikToks. He doesn't call me
Oh,
with
I,
like his panties in a wad about what I said on TikTok because why? It doesn't apply to him. And he knows that he doesn't apply or fit in that category. So it has nothing to do with him. But that doesn't mean there's not fuckboys in this world because there are. And he knows that. It's just not him. So why is he bothered? Why
for
is anybody
sure.
bothered? So,
But what I was saying though is like you would say like, no, I'm never going to be a baby mama and all that yada yada.
mhm.
And I wish they could hear you. Like I wish I had a recording where they could see how you say it. Because no, I respect by all means. I don't think you will be, and I hope, pray to God that you're not.
I
Um,
can't at this point. I made it so far. Now, I will say, if I ever decide, like, there will be a point in life. If I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. There will be a point in life, and if I don't have children by this time, then I will decide I would like to have a child, and I will go about whichever way I want to go about doing that. But I will
right,
never get God. And I can strongly say never. I really can. It will never happen. Like unless I want it to. I have never made someone, I mean, not to say it's not possible at all, I guess. Just if like five different gates are broken, I guess, like at the same time, like a God's
right,
miracle. But like I make it a point. I've never been with someone and I've wanted to lay down and create a child with them or been so careless.
right.
Like, not I'm not saying it's careless and kids are blessings. They are, and that's not to take away from
Sure.
that or invalidate you or your child or anything. It's just me personally. I'm 27. I'm not trying to be baby mommed at 27. Nothing is wrong with that. And I know people are going to take that and be like, "What the heck?" But this is what I stand on, and I'm going to stand 10 toes.
Yeah, always stand on what you believe. Like what I was, where I'm trying to go with this is like, you always say that,
Mhm.
and by all means, that's the intention that you should have. I feel like most people have that intention when they have children,
Mhm.
and sometimes you're in the honeymoon stage or you're caught up like in the situation that you're in, and you have children with somebody, and things completely change. Now you said like it's not like a person who's it's not like a slight on anybody who has kids and all that, but a person who has kids and is now a baby dad or baby mom hear that and it's like, it kind of stings because no, it's by all means what you should want. It's what we
Mhm.
all wanted. But the thing is, it's like it's crazy. You can have kids with somebody, you can
Mhm.
start a family with somebody and have been in love or things can be going great, and then people change,
Mhm.
life happens, different things in life happen and people change. That's why I'm always like, well, you never know, KG, so you
And
have to pick wisely.
I hate when people say that because people always say, when I say I don't want to be a baby mom, they say, well, you can get a divorce. That's fine. And I'll be an ex wife. But I don't want to be, I want to do it together. I was raised in a
There you
home. My
go.
parents have been married. My parents have been married for almost 30 years. My parents will, what is this May? My parents next month will be married for 30 years. My grandparents, hear me out. In January, my grandparents will be married 60 years. 60
Hmm.
years. So I come from a family where everyone is like married. I don't want to say does it the right way. I guess in this generation, this like world that we live in, people normalize having kids with just anybody. And I'm not saying that's
Right.
your case. Now, don't, if this doesn't apply to you,
No,
please
no,
don't
no.
take it. Not, I'm just saying for the listeners. So they're not like, "Ah, what? Not just anybody. I was in a
Right.
relationship for 8 years." But there are people
Hmm.
who have one night stands and bring children into this world with someone they don't even know their middle name. They don't know
Sure.
anybody, like and it's just yeah, but it's then it's what kills me is when you scream you have a baby dad, and then you get pregnant again, and again, and again. Like, what are we doing? What is happening?
Oh,
But
shit.
for me and here's another thing, I want to address why people without kids cannot say, "I'm glad I don't have kids." Why do people that have kids get offended when people that don't have kids say they're glad they don't have kids? Like, why is that a thing? I don't under That's something I don't understand. That's like
Mm,
me when you talk about your kids and say, "Oh my god, my kids are a blessing." That's like me commenting under your post and saying, ill. Don't talk about your kids. Like, what about us who don't have kids? Why are you posting? That's what it sounds like. That's how crazy it sounds.
No, I feel you. I feel
Like,
you. I mean,
what?
at the end of the day, like this life is whatever we choose. That's the great thing is we all have choices.
Mhm.
So if you don't want kids, and I feel you, I've seen people do that. I've seen people act that way. Like when I hear people say, "I'm so glad I don't have kids," I can understand.
Kids are a
My life
blessing.
my life is dictated every day and most of the day outside of work
Mhm.
by the kids. What does the baby need? What do the boys need? What does um, the girls need? Like, you know what do you need, mom? Like
Yeah.
family, it literally, I can't just up and go no more.
Mhm. And
And
that's what
sometimes, and you'd be crazy to say you don't think about like the times where literally 5 years ago I could up and go to California right now. I could take off work and bounce, but it grounds you. So, but at the end of the day, like you can see both sides. I can see why somebody wouldn't want them, and at the moment, but I really hope, like, I want for everybody to at least experience one child because, like,
yeah.
no matter all the negatives, and any parent, any good parent or decent parent is going to more than likely feel like all the negatives don't even come close to the beautiful moments. You get to see a little mini you and like all the good moments,
Mhm.
the beautiful moments where your kid just, there's nothing like coming home and your kid's excited to see you.
And I'm sure I'll have those moments, but here's my
Yeah.
thing. I am doing think of it this way. Think of it as me doing the community a good service, okay? Because me, I'm crazy. Okay? So, like, don't baby mom me cuz what do you mean no, you won't watch your kid? I will run up in your house. Here you go. Have a good day. Enjoy. Cuz
Right.
no, I don't want to do it by myself, and that's the thing. I don't want to be a one person team. I don't want to have to rely on somebody. I don't want to have to be the person that I'm like posting and I'm my baby dad sucks. Oh my gosh. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do it together.
Even
I don't want to have
even
to
if they
ask
do
my
suck,
husband.
please stop posting it. Please stop posting it because if they do
Literally.
suck and you keep posting it, what is it doing? You posted that last week, you posted it last year, you posted it every month.
And guess what?
Please keep it off social media because it hasn't changed a thing. It's only changed the way people look at
And
you.
you, Miss Ma'am, are suited and booted in your clown outfit. Yeah, from the head and toes up. So, please just stop. Like that's my biggest thing. I know I'm crazy. I know that I cannot be a baby mom. I know that I need a commitment. I know that I need someone who is agreeing like let's do this together. Now, like I said, if I get to a point in life where and I don't have any children, I will go whatever route, but I still don't think I want a baby dad. I'll literally go to a sperm bank and pick one. So I don't have to deal with anybody and I don't have to blame anybody for not
Right.
being there and
Yeah.
not doing their
That,
part.
like, if your clock's ticking at some point, don't just rush. Choose a man, like if that's going to be what it is, choose a man like based off their character. You should choose your partner based off their character and morals.
Yeah.
Even though, because a lot of these parents, like because of how they feel about the other parent, will be absent or just take advantage of usually the mom. Like, oh, the mom will handle all these things.
Mhm.
For me, it's just like I'm a solid dude. Like my dad, I grew up, my dad was always around. Fortunately for me, my parents got a divorce when I was in high school, although it hadn't been good for a while.
Mhm.
But it's like both my parents were always there. You obviously just stated you grew up in a family where you saw your grandparents together for this long, your parents together for this long, and in this
Mhm.
generation, like people literally are so quick to split up and stuff. Now, of course, there can be things that like there's no coming back from. Abuse
Right.
is not something to put up with. Some
Mhm.
people, infidelity for some
Mhm.
people is not something to put up with. But like people really need to like try to go get therapy, try to go get counseling, try to communicate and work through things before you're so quick to file for divorce. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy these days how things work. But like that's I heard somebody say it like for me and my partner, me and my wife, divorce is not even an option.
Yeah.
We're working. That's not on the table. If we
Mhm.
have a problem, we can be in the house, not talk to each other for weeks,
Mhm.
but we're not getting divorced. We're going to work through it. We're just taking our time.
Right.
If you just respect one another and communicate with one another, um, everything should be able to be worked through. Like
Mhm.
if you just set your boundaries. But then again, it's just crazy how people can really change. Like
Right.
people really can change. Like you think you know somebody and then maybe they are really this way, but then they have some tragic moment in their life.
Mhm.
Parent dies,
Mhm.
sibling dies, something crazy happens and it changes them and they no longer have it to give to you. Like, I mean, people just need help sometimes.
It's a
People
team
change. So
effort,
that's
though.
yeah, that's what I was saying though. Is just like whenever you would say that, which I'm glad I brought that up because it sparked good conversation. But like whenever you say that, it's just like naturally us parents that were single parents at some point, like we literally are like, damn,
And that,
like
but that's okay. It's just like I
it
don't.
stings a little bit,
And I
not
get
from
that.
you, but like our situation, our reality, because it's
Yeah.
like we never wanted this either. You know what
Right.
I mean? But like that's just the reality. And it was you remember like when me and the boy's mom split, even though
Mhm.
I had to go in the situation, like we both had to go our separate ways because the relationship wasn't working no more. But still, like the glum, horrible feeling of feeling like
Mhm. You failed.
you failed, your family failed, like your
Yeah.
family's not together no more. That's a hard pill to swallow. And you remember you had to fly down here
Mhm.
literally because like I was depressed, like not like on a crazy level, like to where I couldn't go on day to day and go to work and do things, but I was like just out of it, kind of like
Mhm.
it throws you off. But if you just take the necessary steps and take your time to heal and work on yourself, you'll realize life goes on. Now we have a friendly relationship. I
Mhm.
like her more now, and she likes me more now because we have no other expectations on each other than do what you're supposed to do for the kids.
Right.
That's it.
And that's what I mean when I say you have a beautiful co-parenting relationship because a lot of people are doing it 100% on their own, and that's my thing. Like, obviously, you have a great co-parenting relationship, so for you, it's not that bad really, you know? I mean, yeah, you're not together, you're not married, but, like, it's not a bad situation, but I see
No,
all these pe I've seen enough, like, I've watched enough stuff.
you see more bad than good
Oh, yeah,
typically.
to where I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm cool." Like, I don't. And it's nothing against or nothing. I just That's just how I feel, and that's my personal opinion, nothing against you. I love my friends' kids. I love every single one of my friends' kids. I don't look at them like, "Oh, look at you, a child out of wedlock." That's not the case. It's just you know what I mean? Like, it's
Right,
just
right. You're not like judging somebody for
no.
having a child or not being married. It's more
No.
just like,
No, I am sometimes. My friends definitely. Like, some of my friends, not judging them like I'm not gonna love your kid any less, but I definitely have those conversations with every single one of my friends when they tell me they're pregnant. I'm like, "Okay."
right.
Like,
So are y'all getting married? Like, where is this going? Like, are y'all really rocking together? Or are you just having a kid to have a kid?
but why here's my thing. Why is a child less of a commitment than marriage? Why is, like, a kid just something like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that real quick." But you don't wanna get married first. But I know we're gonna be together forever.
Hmm.
Okay, but why would
That
you not
is
make that commitment first and then have your child and just do it like that? Why would you decide to have a kid and just fill it out if you really like each other or not? Like, the point is
right.
is to have
That's a
a family.
that is a great topic for damn near a whole nother pod. Why is it more of a commitment to be married to someone rather than bring a whole new life whom you're responsible for?
Who you literally have to deal with this other person for the rest of your entire life. Like,
Right.
unless you're a shitty parent, you're not even around, but, I mean, I don't know.
I think maybe people are fearful that like marriage is that ultimate commitment to where then you're tied legally. Legally, if you want to go your separate ways, things start to getting a little bit more. I don't know. Like obviously, you have a child and you split, and shit can get legal too. But it's like I don't know. There's something about marriage that obviously people feel a way about. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Um, we don't need to be married yet. I'm just waiting. We're going to date for a little longer. But you're bringing a child. I feel you. That's like it's a hard question to answer. It
That's
really
what I'm
is. But
saying, and that's why I'm
it's
like,
a valid question.
I
It's a
don't
valid question.
understand. If I decide I wanna have a kid and I decide I wanna get married, have a wedding in 2 years, my baby, I'm going to the courthouse. I'll be married, we can have
Ex-
this wedding later. Trust me,
Facts.
like,
I'm on that.
any of my exes, if they ever heard I was pregnant, they'd be like, "You're lying." Like, I stand on this, y'all. Stand 10 toes down on this. This is something I don't fold on, okay? I've been said this. So, like, if you were to call one of my exes right now and be like, "Yo, KG's pregnant." You fucking lying. That's literally what they would say. Like, if I even told you that, you'd be like, "Yeah, all right." You're lying." Like,
Yeah,
"No,
you've
you're not."
like joked with me once or twice. I'm instantly like, nah, you're not. Yeah, right.
I think it was, April Fool's. No, it was, like, the day after April Fool's. I said, "ZB," and then you're like, "What?" I don't remember what was going on. And then I was like, "You're like, April Fool's was yesterday." I was like, "I'm just playing with you." Anyway, so like I was saying, like, I've never, like, not on no crazy stuff, like, never posted that shit on Facebook or nothing, but, yeah, that's just something I stand on. I know my views are different than a lot of people's. No judgment to you. Now for my friends, do I have that conversation with them? Yes. I did have a friend who had 3 children, and then she got married, and they're married. Jade, shout out
And
to you, Jade.
sometimes it happens like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, most of the time, people are having these children with intention to get married, especially because most of the time, the woman, is like, he's going to propose. He just hasn't done it yet,
You're
so
not in high
they're waiting.
school you're not in high school trying to get pregnant by your toxic boyfriend to get married. No.
In high school, what are you talking about?
People who, like, try to get pregnant by their toxic boyfriend in high school, and then, like, you're not doing that to get married. You're trying to keep a man. Like, you're trying to, like, prove a
Yeah,
point.
but the people you're talking about, though, they're toxic. That's just foolish. But like most of
Like,
our friends,
yeah.
most of our friends, they had these babies with intentions that they were going to be with this person for the foreseeable
Yes.
future.
Our older friends, yes, now
Like
that we're grown.
I, I know. Yeah, now that we're grown, like I know plenty of our friends now that aren't yet married, but they have children. They still rocking together. They go through their ups and downs, but it's like they gonna be together.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's supposed to be, like, you gotta thug it out. This is not just a walk in the park, my baby. This is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And it's a marathon that I haven't found
Hmm.
yet and haven't taken on yet. But when I do, like, can you imagine how good of a mom I'm gonna be? Like, I'm gonna be a fire mom.
It's going to change your life. I can't like I'm excited for that. Like a shout out to Dylan and Lauren. I'm sorry to name drop, but you announced it on Facebook.
Oh, my heart dropped.
Congratulations.
I was just like, "Oh, no, 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 no." I forgot they did
Yeah,
announce it
they
today.
announced it on Facebook that some of our friends,
Yes.
they got a little baby on the way. I'm saying baby
Yes.
girl, but um
I think it's gonna
they're
I don't
engaged.
know. Yeah. And that's another thing. When my best friend one of my best friends, Lauren, told me that she was pregnant, the first thing she said to me, I think this is verbatim what she said. She said, "Katie, are you mad because we're not married?" I'm pretty sure she said that to me. And I was
Yeah,
like, "No, like, I'm not mad. They've been together. They're gonna be together. They own a home together. They have businesses together. Like, I mean, they're gonna be together. They're the kind that they're gonna thug it out. Like, they're like, with them, it's gonna
right.
be there is no end. And, I
There's no
think they're a
option.
great match. I definitely at the beginning was like, "Uh-uh, this isn't gonna work." And they
Hmm.
they tell me that all the time. And I'm like, "Look at y'all. I love y'all. Look at y'all together." Like, I was wrong. And
Everybody can be that if you put your effort into it. Like
yeah, it's
unless
not
you just
easy.
have if you have super differences that you can't put aside, you more than likely would have seen them early
Mhm.
on. So it's like at the end of the day, relationships you can make it work. And when you have children, let's start staying together. Let's stop breaking up the homes. Like that's important. Like family.
Mhm.
Start having families in the home again. Yeah, I'm already a statistic of a broken one, but I'm trying to have a built one. Now the boys have two moms, the girls have two dads.
Right. But you have, like I said, no, one of the girls only has one dad.
One of the girl only has
Like,
one
I was
dad.
like, "Wait, no." Um, but like, you're fortunate. So, yes, your family's not together, but you do have a great co-parenting relationship. Your children's mother does not withhold the kids from you. It's not a toxic situation. You're extremely fortunate. I'm just speaking on, some of the people who do not have such fortunate situations. I feel for you. I really, really do. And because I've seen that, I choose not to partake in such
Right.
activities.
Well,
So thank you for that. Thank you for that lesson in life because Jesus. Oh my God. But, please don't take
hey,
offense to anything I say. Like I said what I said, and I stood on that, and that's just that on that.
oh God. Well, yeah, you just have to stand on it and keep doing what you're doing, KG.
Yeah,
You
now
know?
if ever there's a podcast where we're like,
Oh,
"Hey, Jesus,"
oh my gosh.
like, that's the thing, I have too much pride at this point, I've said it for too long, I can't get got. If I get got, everybody gonna talk about it. Like, this girl been said from the mountaintop screaming that she not gonna have a kid unless she married. Like I said,
That'll be
y'all,
around episode 200.
that's why I said to y'all, give it 2 years, 2, 3 years, see where I'm at with it. And then I'm gonna talk to y'all about it. We gonna talk about it. If that's the case, if I'm trying, whatever happens, we'll see. But yeah, so it
Whatever happens, happens. But remember, you have a choice.
you
Proceed with caution.
literally you have a choice now. I don't know how much longer that choice will be there, but you have a choice. Anyways, yeah, we can touch on that another day, but thank you all for listening. If you made it this far, you the real one, you a real MVP. If you have any questions or any advice you would like to give or you would like for us to give you, go ahead and email us at timeoutletsgetreal@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Timeout Let's Get Real Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like all the videos posted. Subscribe to the podcast if you have not already. And follow us on TikTok at Timeout Let's Get Real. You can personally follow me at the official Kalu on Instagram and on TikTok. It is Kalu. And what are your handles, EB?
Follow me on TikTok at It's Your Boy ZB. And then go subscribe to the podcast. Remember, we're on YouTube now. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us. Like the videos, comments. We need all your interaction.
Yes. And with this episode, just please remember the podcast name, Time Out, Let's Get Real. And we're going to keep it really real here.
Hey,
And that's just that on that. Thank you guys for
sometimes
listening. See you guys next week. Peace.
peace out.